Aboriginal people lived right across our lands for hundreds of thousands of years, and it's been recorded up to 60, 70,000 years. So right across the landscape you'll find areas of Aboriginal history and culture. This property is very rich in Aboriginal culture. We found hundreds and hundreds of Aboriginal artefacts. QMDC assisted Peter and Michelle Jesser to identify the traditional owners, the Cambior people, and we assisted them to do a cultural heritage assessment through the Aboriginal Ranger program at QMDC.
Every 3 or 4 years, the Bunya Ponds would have a massive crop of nuts, and that massive surplus of food was an opportunity for people to get together. My personal theory is it may have been on a walking track to the Bunya Mountains. So I'd say we've got 10 kilometres of campsites along creeks. We're simply making sure the sites are not damaged in any way.
The next step from there is to implement the management plan to protect the areas. The aim of it is to work with the traditional owners to gain knowledge from them to help protect their Aboriginal culture.
The Indigenous Rangers program, I think, is a vital and important link for traditional owner groups to continue the access and to continue conservation and preservation of sites. Culturally, it provides the ability to be able to grow the knowledge base and the cultural base, and I guess give a lot of identity back to the traditional owners and to the upcoming generations as well.
We're at Durham Lagoon at Durham Lagoon. You don't find very many artefacts. What you do find in this country is scar trees, and there's thousands. It's important because that tree behind me could have been made by my great-great-grandfather. In this area, you never know. If we can look after them and protect them for the kids, hopefully they'll look after them. The long-term plan is to have a car park so people can't drive in here, and just lots of signage around and tell them a story about this place.
Yeah, the rangers are very good in Durham to do, they look after the environment. They come in here and it's got really scrubby, and they've been doing that, cutting the trees and cleaning it. We've done some fencing there, the rangers done it, and put a fence around it, to keep the animals out, try to get the vegetation and everything growing there, and they're pretty good. I reckon they do a good job.
We are at the Wingallen Rockwells. Rangers have worked with the Cultural Heritage Unit to protect this site, and we're in the process of replacing these old tattered barriers to protect the Rockwells themselves. We need to protect these kind of sites because it's not something that we want to let fade away just in time. You can just imagine all the trees back around here and the little kids running around and the adults sitting there. I feel like I'm connected to my ancestors and traditional owners' ancestors. It kind of makes me proud to be a ranger. When I drive past and I see Wingallen Rockwells, I know I'm almost home, and I get real happy and jumpy and all that, yeah.
This area is known as the Old Camp, and this is a place where Aboriginal people used to live. My relatives lived here. We used to visit here quite often. I remember as a child.
They moved out in the 70s from here, and nobody's looked after it, and we're slowly getting it back to how it was, what we remember.
The Rangers' involvement is also a learning curve for us about what kind of animals and bio and vegetation are around. Without doing the pharmacology, we wouldn't have the opportunity to learn about what kind of animals are around our particular area. So it's good for us to team up with Sandy, and we get a kick out of doing this kind of stuff. Working with Sandy, we learn about where to put the traps, like what's a suitable area, and she also sits us down and talks to us about how to identify the animals and tell what sex they are and measurements and all that kind of stuff.
We're at the Inglewood dump at the moment. We've got our Indian minor bird trap here, and over the past 2 years, minor birds have been great numbers in Inglewood and the population's just going up. the guys in the men's shed, they started to use traps and that, and they started to catch them. So over the last 2 years, I think they've got over about 3,000 birds. The more miners we catch, the more natives will return back.
I've been involved in quite a few projects with Aboriginal Rangers, including carp trapping and salvinia eradication project. With the carp trapping, basically my role is just to coordinate all the technical side of things, organising permits and all that sort of stuff. But as far as the trapping goes, the Rangers basically conduct all on-ground works, pretty much do the whole thing by themselves. When I first got here, water and wetland staff did all the water quality monitoring. The Rangers actually do all the water quality monitoring now. The more involvement that Indigenous people have in natural resource management, I think it's better for everyone and better for the environment.
The old people have all gone now that knows where all these sacred sites and things are, and with the Rangers they're being made more aware of different things that's out there that's very sacred. And that's the beauty of it, that these sites are able to be protected through the Rangers and what they're doing.